On the Anglers Extra Pregame Show, it's time for the Manager Show. I'm Johnny Wincott, joined alongside John Schiffner as the Chatham Anglers play against the Orleans Firebirds for the third time this season. This one will come at Veterans Field. Schiff, a big win last night at Katuitt, 7-2. Another home run for A.J. Murray. He's 18 for his last 30. Why has he been so effective?
Oh, he's just a good hitter. He's just a flat-out good hitter, and he knows how to hit. He goes the opposite field, so he's got the plate covered. So, some guys will pull off the ball, the pitchers will throw breaking pitches away, and AJ won't do that. He stays closed, and he's got an opposite field home run to prove that he can go opposite field. He got a base hit to the right center field gap last night. He's on fire, and but the reason he's on fire is mechanics at the plate are good.
Well, another effective angler on the mound is Jordan Hillier. He moved to 3-0 on the season in only 3 starts. Why do you think he's been so good early on the Cape?
He throws strikes, which is imperative, and he's able to spot the ball up. And we play very well behind him. He's doing everything you're supposed to do. He throws strikes. He changes his speeds very well. He doesn't throw to the middle of the plate. Just does a very, very good job. He's a good pitcher.
Well, last night, about 5-10 minutes before the game started, Garrett Hampton was a late scratch. He's not in the lineup again today. Is everything all right with him?
Yeah, he's got a little tweak. We're not exactly sure where. It's in an area, it's high groin, maybe the stomach, maybe the hip flexor. So nothing serious, and it's just a matter of, it's the grind. This is the grind here, and it's, again, these kids need to, make sure they take care of themselves, make sure they get their stretching in, make sure they get their rest, because they're not accustomed to grinding like this. They play 3 straight days, and then they get 2 or 3 days off. Then they might play 1 midweek game. They're not going 6, 7, 8 days in a row. So that's why we're here, and we're going to prepare them.
Well, Zach Gallen is on the mound tonight. In his first start at Falmouth, it was a 3-3 tie. He pitched 6 scoreless innings. Then last week at home against Harwich, he only lasted less than 2 innings. What do you think he needs to do in order to bounce back here against Orleans?
Well, obviously, he's got to locate a little bit better. That's what happened against Harwich. He was in too close to the middle of the plate instead of on the corners. And, that in a league like this, it's, you have such a small margin of error. So he can pitch. I mean, he proved that against Falmouth. He spotted up very well against Falmouth, and I'm sure he's made some adjustments in his last several bullpens and side outings.
Now, everyone on the team is talented in their own, but tonight's game is on TV. Do you ever get a little cautious that the players might try and do a little bit too much?
Yeah, they've been on TV before. Most of them have. Some of the big conference guys have been on TV their entire career, so it really isn't that big a deal. And maybe early on, some of the guys it might be a little, little anxious, but after a while, you just roll into the game, and it's a baseball game, whether the TV cameras are here or not.
Is this game a little bit more than just the baseball game going up against Orleans, the team that eliminated you in the playoffs last year?
Not a bit. We've only got. We have 1 guy left from last year. I mean, it's a game. It's a game that we're not obviously near a must-win situation, but it's always nice to get a win no matter who it's against, whether it's Orleans or Harwich or Hyannis. It doesn't matter. You come here to play, try to get the best record you can, so every game is important.
The Firebirds come into this game winners of 6 in a row. They've scored double-digit runs in 3 consecutive games, and they are managed by Kelly Nicholson. You guys have been going up against each other for over a decade. What kind of manager is he? Well,
Kelly does a nice job. I mean, he's very low-key, very hands-off. Just lets the kids play, and I think that's great. He lets his coaches coach and lets the kids play, and that's what it's all about here. I've always said coaching's overrated down here. It's more of the, how do you manage the team as far as making sure guys get their rest, making sure guys get their playing time, making sure the guys get their innings and have a good time. You don't want to browbeat them. They get enough browbeating at their colleges. It's a lot more serious in their colleges, and here it's just like, let's play ball, let's see if we can get better, and I think Kelly does a very, very good job of that.
Well, the Anglers look to get better tonight and get over the 500 mark to 10-9-1. Manager John Schiffner, good luck.
Thank you, Johnny.
Now let's send it back to Dom Catronio in the booth.